Welcome back, friends. This is the third and pretty much the final training log for this little series, and just finished with week 8. It was the heaviest week by far. I've got some clips recorded, and it's pretty much going to be in the same kind of structure as the previous video. So I'm just going to go over the clips and just talk about how it felt. And I think towards the end, I'm going to discuss perhaps what I'd be taking for my first attempt at the meet and how the taper might go, which would be week 9. Alrighty, so first day off. This was technically last week. Today's Monday, so this was last Monday. I had a 1x1 squat at 435. The intensity was 8.5, but not gonna lie, I'm a little excited. It felt way easier than 8.5, as you'll see pretty soon. After that top single, had a 5 sets of 2 at 415. So I'm gonna throw both of those up right now. Here is 435. Just trying to wedge myself into the bar there. And big brace. I try to tuck my elbows in even more than normal as I brace. Boom. Okay. Definitely moved a lot better. I'd say a lot faster than a typical like RPE of 8.5, in my opinion. It honestly, from what I remember, it felt easier than what it looked. So I think that probably looks like it around a 7.5 or a 7, and it felt like a 7, maybe like a 6.8, but let's just stick to the 0.5s and the whole numbers. Right after that, this is the first set of doubles, and there's 5 sets total. So yeah, here we go. First set of doubles at 415. These felt fine. My first set is always like fairly sticky because I kind of rely on the later sets to warm me up properly, but it felt okay. And the speed was definitely okay too. Nothing like super amazing, but didn't really have any big fuck ups in terms of form and technique. So yeah, moving on to the last set. This last set of doubles, it went really well, as you'll see. Taking my time here. And sink it. And not too bad. Yeah. So I'd say objectively the speed might have been like the teeniest bit faster, but it felt way better than the first set, just physically. Right after that, day 2 deadlifts. Now this is where I had a bit of issue. The actual working sets, the 4x2, were not that bad, but the single, I think I had my belt on pretty tight, and I was a bit more bloated than usual, so as I went to set up, you'll see I got a little bit of pain because I went for a big brace and just like it was a little too much, and I went for the pull right after. So here it is, 515 for that top single. I wasn't feeling very stellar this day either. It's probably the worst training day right there. I said screw it, let me just do the rep, and the speed is fine. Sumo is always slow off the floor, so I kind of expect it. It wasn't too bad. The actual like being mid pull didn't feel terrible, but it really messed me up, the part with the belt and everything. And for the actual doubles at 470, they went perfectly fine. This is my first set right here, and I was still feeling like terrible using the belt. I was a little frustrated, so I'll probably set up a little differently, and I just kind of wanted to pull the bar and just be done with it. Not the best mentality, but objectively, I did all the reps. I didn't really have any major hiccups, and I got it done. So yeah, last set right here. Actually, this is where I fucked up recording. So this one's it. I think I'd take more time setting up for this one. I took off my belt. It just kind of hurt to train with it on this particular day. But yeah, I'm taking my time a little more, and boom. Yeah, not too bad, but one thing I've realized from this session and just from like every other program that I've run, I don't even know how many times, but towards the end my deadlift always gets a little off, whether that's form, fatigue, like physically and actual like CNS fatigue. My deadlift performance kind of drops, but as soon as I taper or have a deload, I shoot way back up. I think that's fairly normal. Just deadlift is very CNS heavy. I'd say squat probably takes second place, and then bench. You can usually bench like up to 4 times a week without any issue. At least for me specifically. But yeah, so that was deadlifts, and the last day, bench has felt immaculate this whole program, pretty much. Like there was just one day of 1 week, it was probably the week before the deload week, where it felt really heavy and I felt like I might fail. But no missed reps, and bench press just feels very, very solid. I'm gonna throw those clips up. Now I had a top single with, what is that, 285, so fairly heavy, but not too heavy with what I normally warm up with, so I'll warm up with a single at 275, as you guys have seen before. This should be, yeah, this is 285. It's been a while just talking and goofing around, but there we go. I just tighten up the shoes, and we will have liftoff very soon. So yeah, I'm just trying to tuck in my lats as much as possible, and then I keep my butt up to help me unrack, even if I get a liftoff. Then right there, I'll set myself, put my butt down, and boom, 285. Definitely not an RP9 like the program said, so I could be looking at a pretty nice bench come meet day. Then we had a 4x3 at 255. This moved like pretty well, better than expected. This is the first set. I'm a little faster here because I just don't want my camera to be recording for too long. Moving pretty slow. I have no real complaints about bench besides the slight pain that I feel in my right shoulder now. I've never had shoulder pain with bench, and like after I'm done benching I don't feel it at all, and I think this taper will fix me up. My wrists have been god awful because of squats, and again, I'm hoping the taper kind of reduces a lot of the joint pain I'm feeling. I've never really felt joint pain like this before this program, which is very interesting. Usually the programs I do are a lot shorter. They fall within they're not a lot shorter, but one program that I've done over and over is 9 weeks, but I deload every 3 weeks. So I rarely feel any joint pain, if at all. This program has been 9 weeks with a deload, with one deload, and it's been a little heavier than I'm used to. Not that much heavier, but because it's just an extended period of time, I'm actually starting to see a bit of pain in my wrists, sometimes my knees, sometimes my shoulders, either one, and definitely a bit of elbow pain too. But yeah, I should be pretty much stable, pretty much fine for the meet. which is pretty nice. Okay, I've been recording for about 10 minutes now. I gotta wrap it up.
2.7.
This is me, like, testing video quality on my shitty webcam. I guess I only record one set. I'm not too sure. Oh no, this was the first set. What you guys just saw was the last one, I think. No. Okay. I'm such an idiot. Okay, this is the last set. Moved. Wow, okay. I think that's why I was so confused. I moved exactly the same. Okay, that's interesting. But that concludes training for week 8. I'm like so hyped to compete next Saturday. Weighing in on Friday and I compete on Saturday in Roanoke. We're staying in Salem, which is just like 10 minutes away from the meet location. What else? Yeah, I've got a taper 5x2. I was gonna do that today, but I'm leaving it till tomorrow so my wrists recover even more. And I might even just switch to safety squat bar. So yeah, SBD at pretty easy loads. And then I'll probably do this a day before the weigh-in. It's just bench. I honestly don't see any point in going in there just for pretty much 6 sets total, but I might as well. Yeah, everything's feeling good. And as for my opening attempts, considering how like good 435 felt, I was thinking about taking possibly 430 to 440 for a first attempt. And as for my bench, I'd say 270 would be an insanely breezy first attempt. My deadlift is what I'm like kind of struggling with right now, but I'd say 490 is perfectly fine. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next week. I'm gonna have an actual, hopefully more entertaining style of video as well. Just probably record some of like weigh-in day, and I'm gonna be there with a group of friends, so maybe see some shenanigans, who knows. And then obviously gonna be recording my lift Saturday, and then probably my thoughts like after the meet, and maybe a video comparing this meet's performance with my previous meet, which I did about it's probably like 8 to 9 months ago at this point. So I'll see you guys next time.